Good evening, friends, and welcome to yet another awesome session of Mindful Living. We truly appreciate your taking out the time and joining us for this session on a Saturday. Your joining this session is a clear demonstration of your intention to improve the quality of your life. How many of you would like to improve your quality of life? If you would like to improve your quality of life, please type me in the chat box. Please type me in the chat box if you would like to improve your quality of life. Thank you, Jatin. Thank you, Hassan Ali. Thank you, Karishma. Anybody else who would like to improve their quality of life, please type me in the chat box. Thank you, Kajal. And friends, what are the factors which impact our quality of life? Please type in the chat the factors you think impact our quality of life the most. Mindset, thank you for sharing that, Kajal. What else impacts our quality of life? Relationships, thank you very much. Mental makeup, thank you very much for sharing that. Health, yes, all of you are right. All of you are right. Let your responses keep coming, friends. The more you actively participate in the workshop, better will be more you will benefit from them. So friends, one of the things that impacts our quality of life very, very significantly is the quality of relationships we have. Come to think of it, all the good and all the bad that comes in our lives is because of the relationships we have. If we have good relationships at workplace, our work gets done, we get promoted. If our relationships are bad, then either we stagnate or we get chucked out. Think of relationships in terms of family. You know, if our relationships are harmonious, we live in a heaven. And if our relationships are not good, the house becomes a hell. So quality of relationships is very, very fundamental to the quality of life that we lead. And that is the reason we decided to host this session today on how to build harmonious relationships and improve our quality of life. The session today, which is being conducted by Anamika, is based on the philosophy of Louise Hay. I have in the sessions earlier mentioned how attending a weekend workshop of Louise Hay completely transformed my life, both personally and professionally. And our speaker today is an accomplished professional. She's a loving mother, loving wife, and a very successful uh, corporate professional. Anamika, is an alumni of prestigious IIM Bangalore. She's a graduate in mathematics and postgraduate in computer sciences. She is a holistic well-being coach and internationally certified Heal Your Life teacher. She is also a student of Advaita Vedanta and has deep interest in saints of India. She is a familiar face in Mindful Living community, having conducted and hosted many, many sessions. Anamika, we're very happy to have you conduct this session for us. Welcome.
Thank you, Ashish. My pleasure.
Thank you, Anamika. Friends, some of you are joining our session for the first time. If you are joining a session for the first time, please type FT in the chat box. If you are joining a mindful living session for the first time, please type FT in the chat box. Thank you, Jugjeev. Anybody else joining for the first time, please type first time. For the benefit of those who are joining our session for the first time, let me take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Ashish Kumar, and I am the founder of Mindful Living Community. We started this community in April 2020 when the first lockdown took place. Few of my friends reached out to me and requested me to conduct a session on mindfulness to help them deal with the stress and anxiety which the lockdown was causing. Being a certified meditation teacher myself, I conducted a session for them over the weekend. One thing led to the other, and today we have become a vibrant community of more than 3,000 people who connect every weekend to learn and share about practicing and living mindfully. You can join this community only by invitation, and it is my privilege to invite you to join this community. We are sharing the link in the WhatsApp in the chat. You can click on that and join the WhatsApp community. This is a no nonsense community where there are no good morning, good night messages, no religious or political posts, and there is no judgment. Everybody shares freely in the spirit of learning and practicing mindfulness. So I invite you to join our community, and we will take the session forward. A few ground rules. Please keep your cameras on as it facilitates the interaction, and use reactions button to show appreciation, show your raise your hand if you have a question. We'll be taking question and answers and sharing towards the end of the session, but you can remain active in the chat, sharing your comments and questions. We will be taking a note of that. So thank you everyone for joining, and Anamika, welcome to the session.
Thank you, Ashish. So let's start this session on having harmonious relationships. You can go to the first slide, Ashish. So today, primarily, we will be looking at what Louise Hay talks about relationships, some very basic things about that. I shared last month some of her basic philosophies. Louise Hay is, sorry, my light is gone on for some time. Louise Hay basically is like a father of self-improvement, right? And she talks about how you can heal your own life. And through her healing philosophies, many people have been able to create the life that we want. Next slide, Ashish. So these are some of the important books that she has written. The book You Can Heal Your Life, I mentioned it last time as well, is something that we all must buy. It's available on Amazon for less than 300 rupees. And just keep it on your bedside table, open it whenever you want it, read how much ever you can, and slowly, slowly the book will, grow on you. The book Heal Your Body is actually a subset of the book You Can Heal Your Life. So if you're going through any specific ailment and you want to find a solution to that, and you don't want to read her entire philosophy, you can just buy the book Heal Your Body. It's basically, it has all the illnesses of the world, and it tells you what mental patterns of yours might be causing that illness. And this book also I found very, very helpful. Again, similar to how can you heal your life? Because the power to do that is within you. It is all there, right? And how you can discover and unleash that power. The next slide, Ashish. So before I go, these are some points of her philosophy. Some of them I have discussed in my earlier chat. Somebody saying something? Can all of you mute yourself, please? And when you have a question, you can unmute yourself. So these are the points of power, she says. First is that we all are responsible for our experiences. There is no blaming. Of course, there's a lot more to that sentence, and we can discuss that in a separate forum. But just remember that we are all responsible for our experiences. Nobody to blame, nobody to say you did it. It's I am responsible for my experiences. Then she says that every thought of ours is creating our future, because as we think, so we feel, and so we behave, and it's like a cycle that goes on. So every thought of ours is creating the future. And some of the very damaging patterns which Louise talks about, which is universally seen across uh, different cultures, different sects, different uh, groups of people, are anger, resentment, criticism, guilt. These are the common things she talks about uh, in that she sees among people. And because it is only a thought, that thought of ours which is creating our future, because it's only a thought, it can be easily changed. Yeah, so we can actually change our future by changing these thoughts that we have. The fifth one is we should release the past. Release the past, not not learn from the past, but release the past and forgive everyone, including ourselves. Okay, and just a point here that forgiveness does not mean that uh, you are actually accepting the other person's behavior. When I say I forgive so and so, it's not that I am accepting what he did, what he or she did. The hurt, the humiliation was not right. But I forgive because I want to free myself. I want to free myself of that hurt and humiliation, which is visiting me again and again and again. So that is the part of forgiveness. A long time back, we've had a session, I remember, on forgiveness by Sharmila Pandey. So you can go back, you can go to the repertoire of all the videos of mindful living and search for Sharmila Pandey, Sarmila. Is it by name, Ashish? I'm not too sure. Or maybe that's the topic, right? Forgiveness. They can search for
Yeah,
that.
they can look for forgiveness or Sharmila Pandey, both.
Great, great. And the next one is that self-approval and self-acceptance, us approving of ourselves, accepting us the way we are, caring for ourselves, loving ourselves, these are the keys to positive changes. Once we love ourselves, it's very easy to give love to others. Once our cup is full, it's very easy to pour from that cup. Once we put our oxygen mask, it is easy to put the other person's oxygen mask. And very, very important that today, now is the point of power. That is what we advocate in mindful living as well, right? If we mindfully live in the moment, not thinking about the past, what happened, or being anxious about the future, but being in the moment and enjoying the moment. Actually, what is in Hindi said, Jivan ka ras of that particular moment. That is what we have to live, and that is where our power is. At the moment, I can decide I want to be happy, my thought, or I can decide I'm going to be very miserable. It is in my hands. So these are the 7 power points which you have to keep always in mind as we go through this presentation on relationships. If anybody has any uh, urgent or important question at this point, you can put it on the chat box or raise your hand and do that. Anything? Okay, I'm sorry. I said Rajni. I said father. She's a mother. I mean, it was just a way of expressing that. It didn't mean anything. Yeah, she can be the mother as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's start off on the relationships. So everything is a relationship, right? We have a relationship with people. We all understand, but we have relationship with things, with our books, with the things in our house. We have relationship with our emotions. We are very partial to a particular emotion. We have a relationship with foods. We have relationship with, whether we like pizza or pasta or biryani. We have relationship with the weather. Some of us like the cold weather. Some of us like the summer. Some of like the rain. We have relationship with the transportation. some people like train, bus. We have relationships with everything and anything. Yeah. And all these relationships, Louis says, they all reflect the relationship with ourselves. Yeah. And the relationship that we have with ourselves is highly influenced by the adults we grew up with. Our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, extended family, friends of our parents, our teachers, all role models and authority figures, right? That were there. So those that we grew up with. The adults reacted in a certain way and we react in the same way today. Yeah, so think, maybe we can go to the next slide, Ashish. So remember this, that relationship with all the relationships we have, they reflect the relationship we have with ourselves, and the relationship that we have, of course, highly influenced by the relationships we had as a child. So let's think, for example, how we criticize ourselves, right? What words do we use? Think of the words we use when we make a mistake, when we have done something wrong. Are these the words that we heard as a child, either from a teacher or a parent? It's the same language that we're using? Or if we are praising ourselves, again, is that how our parents praised us? Is that how our teachers praised us? Think about that. Some of you may say that our parents never praised us. Yeah, that is also possible, that they have not praised us. Why? Because they themselves did not know how to praise. They were not praised by their parents, and so they did not know how to praise you. So Lewis talks about we are victims of victims, right? They didn't know any better. So we are not in any way blaming our parents. They did not know any better. They did exactly what they knew. So if they didn't know what it was to praise, they did not praise. And she says, going to the next slide, I'm going to read from her book, You Can Heal Your Life. She says, I believe that we choose our parents. Each one of us decides to incarnate upon this planet at a particular point of time and space. We have chosen to come here to learn a particular lesson that will advance us on our spiritual evolutionary journey. We choose our gender, our color, our country, and then we look for that particular set of parents who will mirror the pattern that we are bringing on in this to work in this lifetime. And then when we grow up, we usually tell, right? You brought me into this world. I didn't want to come here. You gave birth to me. You did it to me. But really, we chose our parents because they were perfect for what we wanted to work on overcoming. And this is very similar to what the Hindu philosophy also talks uh, about us choosing our parents and choosing the life that we want, the whole karmic philosophy. There's a lady called Sandra Ray that Louise mentions in her book. And she says that every major relationship, yeah, every major relationship we have is a reflection of the relationship we had with one of our parents. Just go to the next slide, Ashish. So every major relationship that we have is a mirror of the relationship that we had with one of our parents. And if we do not clean up the relationship with our parents, many of us have some conflict, some mental and emotional baggage that we carry from lifetime, from our childhood. some parent has said something which we have not been able to forgive and forget. So if we don't clear that with our parents, we will never be free to create exactly what we want in our relationships today. So it's very important that we clear that whatever we have pending with our parents to be able to have more wholesome and harmonious relationships. So as you have questions, you can write down in the chat box or write down on a piece of paper and we will address them later. So if relationships are a mirror of ourselves, then what we attract either are qualities that we have or the beliefs that we have on that. So it is true whether it's a boss or a colleague or a subordinate, a parent, a spouse, a child, sibling, friends, anyone. So the things we don't like about these people are either what we ourselves do or would not do, or what we believe in. Because we could not have attracted them into our lives if they did not somehow complement our life. Okay? So we'll do this little exercise, a quick exercise. I hope you have a paper and pen with you. If not, you can use your phone or just do it in your mind. So think of this person who bothers you, who irritates you. Any person. Think of a person who bothers you or irritates you. Yeah. Give you 5 seconds to think of one such person. Okay. Now, describe 3 things about this person that you don't like, that you want him or her to change. What is it this person who irritates you, who bothers you? What are the 3 things that he or she needs to change? I'll give you a minute to write down these 3 things, or just think of the 3 things. It'd be nice if you can write it down. If you don't have something available, just think about 3 things that you don't like about the person, that you want to change about the person. Done? If you've not got 3 things, just maybe after the session, you can think a little about that. What are the other things that you don't like? I'm sure you've all got one at least. Okay, okay. Now take 3 deep breaths, close your eyes, 3 deep breaths, and give yourself a couple of minutes to do this. Look deeply inside yourself, and ask yourself, where am I like that? Those 3 things that you wrote that you don't like in that person. Where am I like that? When do I do the same thing? Maybe not in the same circumstances, but in a different way. So where am I like that? And when do I do the same thing? You have to close your eyes so that you focus on yourself and try to find that answer. Just stay with yourself, even if the answer is not coming. Just stay with yourself. Where am I like that? And when do I do the same thing? Where am I like that? Where do I do the same thing that I just wrote about the person who bothers me and everything? Take your time to slowly open your eyes. Unfortunately, I think all of you are without your camera. I presume you have all of you right. Does anybody want to share if anything came up for you? Kajal, you're talking something about an insensitive comment. Do you want to talk about it?
Okay, so nothing in detail, but then there are times like if I just talk about this one particular person,
Mm-hmm.
if I am sharing a relationship with that person, there are certain times that in just humor sense or just for fun's sake, they
Mm,
say something which really hurts me. And
mm,
then the thing comes that, okay, maybe I'm not very open minded, or maybe I'm not very humorous, or
mm,
that is a very dark humor which I don't understand, and it was all in fun sake. And for
right.
me, not everything can be taken in fun way. So I think that is the thing which I have problem with almost
Okay.
everyone, if I say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But is there a tendency of doing the same with others? Do you, mazak may say something to others?
Me?
Yeah.
No, no, no. I'm very careful,
Okay.
like I'm very mindful of my words because I know कि अगर मतलब मुझे अगर बुरा लगता
Correct.
है तो फिर किसी
हाँ.
को भी लग सकता है तो
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Ashish, we won't go ahead in the slide yet. Um, okay. What about Gauri? She talked about her husband. Anything to share? Anything that came up? Was Gauri, right? Okay, I'm guilty of the same too. Do you want to talk about it? Um, Jagjit Singh ji? Okay, he has to leave, sorry. Uh, Anybody else wants to share anything that came up for them? Okay, so if it's not,
Ma'am,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm Kushbu. Just
Yes,
wanted to
Kushbu.
share, and I have written in my comment too. So
Uh-huh.
recently, I am being bothered by someone, a specific person. So whatever that guy is doing with me,
Mhm.
I thought a lot. I never do those things to anyone. in
Mm,
any situation.
okay.
So that's why these things bother me more. Because मैं
Yes,
ऐसा खुद नहीं करती तो सामने वाला क्यों कर रहा है?
correct, correct. So it says, right, what we attract, it mirrors the qualities we have or beliefs that we have about our relationship. So what we don't like about a person are either what we ourselves do or what we don't do, right?
Correct.
So it's something that is bothering, and I'm going to just leave you this exercise with just telling you to be willing to change, as you said, whatever it is, to be able to accept other person's perspective, to be able to not get irritated. Because what happens when we get irritated? Nothing is happening to the other person, right? उसने तो बोल दिया जो बोलना है और चला गया. But हमें वो कुरेदता रहता है. It keeps on gnawing at us, and it then what Louise says is that it actually causes illness. It manifests that as illness. So be willing to change, be willing to let go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because when we can remove these patterns, these habits and beliefs from our thinking, then either the other person will change or the other person will exit your life.
Got it.
Okay. Okay. Great. So she says that if you have a boss who is critical and impossible to please, look within. Either you do that on some level, or you have a belief that bosses are always difficult, they are very critical, they are impossible to please. Is that a belief that is there in your life? Then that is the type of boss you will always attract. If you have an employee, somebody in your team who will not obey or who does not follow through any task that is given to him or her, look to see where you do that. Clean that up. Because unless you do that, the relationship with the other person will not improve. Firing is too easy. You can fire somebody, of course, but it does not clear your pattern. Your pattern will remain, and you will continue attracting such people in your team. If you have a friend, for example, who is not dependable, who lets you down, think about yourself. Where in your life are you undependable? Is there some other aspect in your life that you are undependable? And when do you let others down? Is that your belief about friends, that friends are like that only? She says if you have a lover who is cold and seems unloving, look to see if there's a belief within you that came from watching your parents in your childhood that says love is cold and undemonstrative, right? Many of us may have had parents who may not have looked at love with something that is to be respected, something that is to be um, loved, something that is to be honored, right? So are we then living with those beliefs of love? If you have a spouse who is nagging and unsupportive, right? Many of us will identify with this, having a spouse who is nagging or unsupportive. Again, look into your childhood beliefs. Did you have a parent who was nagging and unsupportive? Or are you that way in some way, nagging or unsupportive? Look at it. And the cherry on the cake. Okay? If you have a child who has habits that irritate you, Louise says she will guarantee that they are your habits. Because children learn only by imitating the adults around them. So clear it within you and you'll find that they change automatically. Yeah. So going forward, Ashish, the next slide, that the only way that we can change, only way that we can bring any change into our lives is by changing ourselves first. Yeah. That is the only way we can go ahead in life. We change our patterns, our beliefs, and you will find that the people you have relationships, are different too. There's no point in blaming people. Blame is a very useless thing to do. It only gives away our power. It says that you are to be blamed, so I have no control over it. I don't have the power. You are responsible. So blame in no way does it work. Keep your power. Because without any power, you cannot make the change. You need that power to make the change. The helpless, the victims, they cannot see a way out at all. Yeah. The next slide. Anybody wants to react to the fact that the only change we can bring is by changing ourselves? Anyway, I have a little bit more to add on that. That whatever is our thoughts is the reality that we create. So if we lack love and care, go ahead, Ashish, one click. If we are lacking love and care, then what we look for is approval. Yeah. Ashish, if we lack safety, for example, then we will seek for security outside. If we lack a sense of worth, then we will look for achievement outside. If we lack peace, then we will only look for turmoil. It's turmoil. And if we lack power, then we will look for control outside. I think. Okay, it's correct. Yeah. So if we lack something within us, then that is what we will seek outside. So if we are seeking these things outside, approval, security, achievement, control, and turmoil, then we can be sure that it is something that is lacking within us. Yeah. And you may not find all the answers in this 1 hour that we are going to spend together, but spend some time on a daily basis reflecting on it, on doing some introspection for you to find these answers. Yeah. So another thing that Louise says is that love, most of us are looking for love in our relationships, right? That it comes when we least expect it. Okay? It comes when we least expect it, probably when we are not looking for it. When we are hunting for love, when we are seeking love, we are being clingy, then we will never get the right partner. It only will create for us longing for that person, for that love, and it will bring unhappiness with it. Because love is never outside ourselves, right? It is within us. And don't insist that love comes immediately. Perhaps you're not ready for it. Perhaps you're not going to, you don't have all the qualities, or you're not developed enough to attract that kind of love. So wait. Sabr ka phal meetha hota hai, right? You know that. And don't settle for anybody just to have someone. Set your standards. What kind of love do you want to attract? List the qualities. Yeah. And do your affirmations, do your visualization, and you will attract a person who has them. Of course, don't have 100 things to have. Then you have to have 100 different people in your life, each one having one of those qualities. Yeah. And then you can also reflect on what is it that is keeping love away from you. Could it be criticism? Could it be feeling of unworthiness? I'm not worthy of love. If I say I'm not worthy of love, then how will I get a worthy partner or a worthy relationship, a worthy friend? Do I have unreasonable standards? As I said, I want 100 things in one person. Not possible. Do I have movie star images? Like I want my partner to be like Shah Rukh Khan or I don't know, Hrithik Roshan. Do we have those things? Some people may also have fear of intimacy. So is that what is going on? A belief that I'm unlovable. Be ready for love. That's all I can say. Whenever it comes, it will come. Prepare the field and be ready to be nourished by love. So, going ahead, Ashish, be open and receptive to love and do identify where your um, action. See, this is a very important slide. Okay, it tells you about this is an iceberg. Everybody knows the iceberg, right? If not this, we all have seen what is that movie? Titanic, right? So the iceberg that can be seen only is the behavior that we exhibit. But what is embedded within is it all comes from our experiences, our value systems, the culture, our upbringing, and from that we get our beliefs. From those beliefs, we get our thoughts, and those thoughts then translate into feelings, and then we have a behavior. So last time when I was talking about the different philosophies of Louise Hay, we saw this example. If I think I'm not enough, okay, I'm not enough, then I will feel small. I will feel unworthy. And then what I will do, my behavior will be, I will slouch my shoulder, I will look down and walk, right? I will not be looking at life head on. While if I think that I am perfect, I am whole, I am complete, then that's how I will feel. I'll feel very energetic, I will feel very optimistic, very joyous, and I will walk with my head held straight, my shoulders back, and I will walk confidently. Yeah. Anything to share at this point? Anybody? Okay, so Louise does a very nice visualization and affirmations, which I'm going to do that. Before that, just a closing thing about thoughts. The next slide, Ashish, that it's all to do with our thoughts. Choose your thoughts carefully and keep what brings you peace, what brings you suffering, just let go, release it. It is in our hands. Yeah. It's not, okay. So some people may say that thoughts just come. Yeah. Okay. One thought will come. Now it is in my hands to add to that thought or to change that thought. If I add to that thought and keep on saying, I'm not enough, I don't do well, I'm always failing, then it becomes a little puddle. All these drops of water becomes a puddle. Then it becomes a pond, becomes an ocean, and then we are drowning in that ocean. What can we do to float? So we get that I'm not enough. Then I said, no, but I have the qualities to do this type of work. And so therefore I will do this work. And therefore I will look for this job. So I go into another train of thought totally. Yeah. So Louise says, the next slide, that if I want to change anything, yeah, then I don't fix the problem. I only fix my thinking. If I fix my thinking, the problem will fix itself. Okay. So just sit with your feet on the ground, your back erect. If you're sitting cross-legged, then That's okay as well. Your back is erect. Your hands with your palms open are on your knees. Keep your palms facing upward if you can, in a sign of surrender and a sign of receiving. And if you feel uncomfortable, you can keep them facing downward. Gently close your eyes. Bring a slight smile to your face. And just repeat mentally what I'm going to be saying. In the infinity of life, where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I live in harmony and balance with everyone I know. In the infinity of life, where I am, all is perfect, all is whole and complete. I live in harmony and balance with everyone I know. Deep at the center of my being, deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. There is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. It fills my heart, my body, my mind, my consciousness. It fills my heart, my body, my mind, and my consciousness, my very being, and radiates out from me in all directions. This love radiates out from me in all directions and returns to me multiplied, and returns to me multiplied. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. I love myself. Therefore, I take loving care of my body. I lovingly feed it nourishing foods. I lovingly groom it and dress it, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself. I love myself. Therefore, I provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. I fill the rooms with the vibration of love so that all who enter, myself included, will feel this love and be nourished by it. I love myself, and therefore I work at a job I truly enjoy doing, one that uses my creative talents and abilities. Working with and for people I love and who love me, and earning a good income. I love myself, therefore I behave and think in a loving way. I love myself, therefore I behave and think in a loving way to all people, for I know that which I give out returns to me multiplied. I only attract loving people in my world. I only attract loving people in my world, for they are a mirror of what I am. They are a mirror of what I am. I love myself, therefore I forgive and totally release the past. I love myself, therefore I forgive and totally release the past and all past experiences. And I am free. I am free. I love myself, therefore I live totally in the now. I live totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure. I love myself. I live totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure. Knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure. I am a beloved child of the universe. I am a beloved child of the universe. And the universe lovingly takes care of me. The universe lovingly takes care of me now and forevermore. Now and forevermore. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. Take your time. Slowly open your eyes. Once you do that, you rub your face, your hands, your torso, your legs, get the circulation moving again. Thank you, Ashish. So this is the end of my presentation of relationships by Louise Hay.
Anamika, would you like to share about the workshop that you're planning to host?
Yeah. So this was just an introduction to relationship, and we can do much more work on it, right? And so we are hosting a workshop on building harmonious relationship on next Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Here, along with Louise Hay and her concept of limiting beliefs and of creating affirmation, we are also going to be looking at relationships from other angles. So we are going to be looking at love languages. It's based on work by Gary Chapman, who says that different people have different love languages, and that's how there is a conflict sometimes. And we will try and understand people's love languages. There's also a gentleman called John Gottman who has done intensive work on relationships, and he talks of different destructive patterns that are at the root of disharmonious relationships and how we can address them. What are their antidotes? So the workshop will also talk about that. And since I said that relationships are a mirror of ourselves, we're going to work a little bit on ourselves, on how we can integrate self-care activities into our daily routine. Simple ones which don't take much time and which will help us in our relationships. There's a concept called non-violent communication. It has helped me tremendously to improve my relationship. And so I thought I will be including that in this workshop as well. And of course, there will be affirmations and guided meditations like we did just now. That's what's going to be there in this 2.5 hour workshop. Yeah.
Okay, Anamika, thank you so much for this session. There is a lot of positive response that is coming in the chat, and there is also people who are requesting for the copy of the affirmations. Will we be sharing the copy of the affirmations, Anamika?
Just now, what we did?
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so please share them with me, and we will then email them to everybody.
Yeah.
So thank you
But if
very
you are
much.
buying the book, You Can Heal Your Life, it's taken from there, just letting you know. But yeah,
Okay.
in the meantime, we can do that.
Thank you. Thank you. And friends, we are also launching a 1 week free relationship challenge. So in case you would like to be a part of that relationship challenge, please type RC. Not the RC that we commonly know of, but the RC as in for relationship challenge. So please type RC, and then we will form a WhatsApp group, and we will have it's complimentary, completely complimentary 1 week relationship challenge that we'll be running starting tomorrow. So please type RC in case you're interested in joining that. And then we are launching a more powerful, intensive workshop that Anamika just spoke about, which is on 24th of September. So stay on in case you would like to participate in that workshop, have details of that workshop, and then join for that. It requires an investment of time, as Anamika mentioned, 2.5 hours on 24th of September. And then we will have one bonus session, which is on 7th of October, which is for an hour. With the bonus session we have because it helps you integrate the learning and assimilate, clear your doubts if you're facing any challenges in implementing what has been shared in the workshop. So these are the details of the workshop. It's one session on 24th September, which is a Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., 2.5 hour session, and 1 hour bonus session on 7th October, which is a Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. And the investment for this workshop is a very nominal 2,499 rupees. And in case you would like to have a one-to-one coaching session with Anamika, it is 4,999 rupees. Anamika has been doing deep work in the area of relationships, in healing. She regularly holds retreats. So if in case there is while the group itself will be a safe space for you to share, but in case you have any deep rooted issues, you could opt for the one-to-one coaching session as well. To enroll for the workshop, you can remit the fees on this number by Google Pay or Paytm. And please share the screenshot with us once you have remitted the fees so that we can welcome you to the program. So just to clarify, we have one free RC relationship challenge which will run, and then we have a paid workshop which is on 24th of September. So two different things. You can either go for the free relationship challenge, or you can go for free relationship challenge plus the paid workshop, both. It is, in case you want to do deep work, we would recommend you to go for the paid workshop so that you can get benefit. And once again, Anamika, anything you would like to add to the value which people will be getting in terms of the content of the workshop?
Yeah, so the value is immense only because they are going to get a perspective of different thought leaders in this area. Okay, people who have done research and from different aspects. So, as I said, Louise Hay, John Gottman, Gary Chapman, the nonviolent communication, everything. So, it's going to be a very integrated, workshop where you get different tools, different techniques to work, because sometimes something works with somebody and something doesn't work with somebody. So it will be a repertoire of tools which you can use with different people at different times.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Anamika. Friends, and the benefit of this workshop is that once you learn what these skills of building harmonious relationships, then they pay you dividend over your lifetime. And as I mentioned earlier, relationships is, we have a relationship with everything in the world. We have by your participating in this session, we have got a relationship. You've got a relationship with Anamika. You've got a relationship with the book if you're going to buy that one. And
you have a relationship with Zoom, and you have a relationship with the computer or the phone.
Yes.
And one thing I wanted to add, you've said a very beautiful thing, that it will enhance the quality of your life, because when you improve one area, then it actually percolates to other areas of your life as well, because you're changing your mindset totally, right? So
very well said. Very well said, Anamika. Very powerful point.
I have a doubt. Can I please talk?
Yeah, we will just take it towards the end of the session. Please bear with us for a couple of minutes more. And this workshop will be a live workshop. It's not a pre-recorded session. It's Zoom live like this one. And just in case you happen to miss it, then there will be recording which will be shared with you, both for the bonus session and for this one. Sometimes people ask, this Saturday I am busy, on 24th September I am busy. When will be the next workshop? We don't know. This is the first time we are doing this. The next one maybe in next year. Not in 2023 for sure, because our calendar till 31st December is set, and this is not featuring there. So, sorry.
No, so yeah, correct. It's not there in this calendar, definitely. 2023 calendar.
Yeah. So don't wait. This is an important area of life, and it helps you personally, professionally, every which way. Like Anamika used the word juice out of life, get the juice out of life by building and relay. And there will be like very carefully crafted reflective questions, and their guided meditations. A lot of you seem to have liked the meditation that Anamika led us through. So the workshop will have guided meditations like that, visualizations. You have liked the affirmations, some of which Anamika shared. There will be more. And so it's very powerful, very practical. Yes. As I mentioned earlier, I use this. I did my Louise Hay workshop first time in 2014 November. It's 9 years nearly, and my life has completely, been in an upward spiral. It just keeps getting better and better once you start learning and practicing these concepts. So sharing the details once again, the investment for a single session workshop and bonus session is 2,499. And in case you would like to go for the coaching session, 1:1 coaching session, it is 4,999. You can Google Pay and Paytm at the number mentioned below. And in case you would like to pay by credit card, this is the link at which you can pay by credit card. This has also been shared in the chat, so you can just click there and pay. And once you pay, share the screenshot with us so that we can welcome you. Just in case you realize that you sign up for the program, but there is something that has changed and you want to, opt out. There is 100% money back guarantee. So you don't have to worry about making a bad investment ever with mindful living. And some of you are already members of Mindful Living community. Some of you, and you're familiar with the work we do. In case you are new to Mindful Living, then I would like to share and welcome you to this community where we connect every weekend. We invite distinguished speakers to share their experiences and insights. This month we have exciting lineup of speakers. And on 30th of September, we have somebody who is a corporate professional and who has scaled Mount Everest. So these are the kind of speakers we invite, and you benefit by joining and being part of this community. The workshops that we have, we take very few people so that we can ensure that the outcome of the workshop is very, very good. So please hurry up and sign up. And for the first 5, there is a very attractive Mindful Living t-shirt. Today, and you're amongst the first 5, you get this very attractive t-shirt. So hurry up and take advantage of this offer. Sharing the details one last time. There's something coming up. Okay. Investment for the workshop, single session 2,499, single session plus bonus plus coaching 4,999. And moving on, these are the details for you to remit the fees. You can GPay or Paytm, do a bank transfer if you like, or use a credit card, whatever works for you. And your life is set to go up whether you join the workshop or not. Even if you don't join the workshop,
Yes.
use the free resources that we're going to share here. The books that Anamika mentioned, and the relationship challenge that is there. Anything that you do, you will benefit from it. These are the 5 books that you can refer to. 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by Gottman, Nonviolent Communication, and you can heal your life. So this workshop is based on the research that Anamika has done, and not only research, she has done she has read, she has applied in her life, she has benefited from it. So आपको वो सब निचोड़ मिलेगा इस वो वर्कशॉप में. तो आप आएंगे तो आपका फायदा है, नहीं आएंगे तो रिलेशनशिप चैलेंज ज्वाइन करिए, इसमें फायदा मिलेगा आपको.
Relationship challenge, as also the exercises we did today, right? About thinking of the person who bothers you. What are the 3 things? So even that, if you spend some time on, you will get some insight. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajni, for joining the session. We welcome you, and we now open up the session to question and answers. Anybody who has a question, you can raise your hand using the reactions button, and we will have your question coming up.
There was some lady who said, yeah.
Ma'am, this is Archana.
Yeah.
Yes, Archana.
Ma'am, I want to know, like, we change our mindset, but what happens if the partner does not?
Yeah, that
So
is the beauty of it, Archana, that when we change our mindset, the partner will also follow suit. Because when we change ourselves, our external environment also changes. So it's the beauty of it. I will tell you one nice example, okay? It's a very trivial example, but it's coming to mind. My husband loves to eat biscuits and bread, and he will sit on the bed and eat his biscuit and bread. You can imagine what a nightmare it is for me. It was like, there will be crumbs falling, there will be ants coming, this, that. And I used to shout at him so much. I said, don't you know such basic things in life that you should not eat, a biscuit and bread on the bed? And then when all this wisdom came my way and I said, I have to maintain my peace, my calm, I have to change my mindset, I stopped telling him anything. I said, if the ants come, so be it. I will spray something and go ahead. I told myself, because that's how I want to keep the calm. And believe me, Archana, he still eats in the bedroom, but he sits on the chair and eats. He doesn't sit on the bed and eat. So people change because he knows that it irritates me. And because I have stopped nagging him, I think therefore he has changed his behavior. So things will happen around you. You don't have to do anything. You have to just invest in yourself and change yourself. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, it works. It absolutely works, Anamika. I completely resonate with them. The less judgmental we are about other people, the more accepting we are, people start changing. And जब तक हम कोशिश करते रहते हैं उनको change करने की कोई change नहीं होता. When we change, everybody else changes. Yeah, very beautiful. Great example. We have another 4 minutes to go before we end the session. Anybody, any questions or even comments are welcome. Anything that resonated with you and you would like to share, we are happy to hear from you. A lot of you have opted for RC, so looks like it will be a great weekend for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Nice. So you are keeping track of that, right?
Yeah. We have it in the chat. We'll make the group tomorrow morning, and then we will get active.
Yeah, beautiful. So Rajni, just to answer to your question, though I think she's already registered or whatever.
Yeah, she's registered.
Yeah, the 8th to 10th retreat, we didn't really work much on relationships. So this is going to be a really deep dive into relationships. It's 2.5 hours session. Yeah.
If there are any questions or comments in the chat which we may have missed, this is a good time for you to unmute and ask or share. Good.
Good to go?
Yeah, I think Rajni, RC is relationship challenge, free relationship challenge is starting tomorrow. No worries.
And just to let you know, this relationship challenge actually is to do with your spouse or your partner. So it will be focused on that. It will not be focused on any other relationship. Of course, you can use elements of it, but just to let you know so that you know what to expect from this.
Sure. All right. So thank you everyone for taking out time. Rajni, this is 2.5 hours on Saturday morning, 24th at 10:30 a.m. So it will be early
Sunday morning. Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. It will be early morning in London. So you may have to work around that. So we will share the details with you, Rajni, anyway. Thank you everybody for joining. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anamika. And have a wonderful weekend. And welcome you to the RC tomorrow for those of you who are joining us for the challenge.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great weekend, all of you.
Yeah, bye.